Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In this video, what we're discussing is we're going to talk about is Patrick Mahomes on pace to possibly overtake Tom Brady to be the GOAT status. Now, what do I mean by that? If you look at Patrick Mahomes' career starting out so far, he's already been in the league by 6-7 years, and he's going to be already now won his third Super Bowl. You look at what Tom Brady did in his first 4, 5, 6 years, he had about 3 Super Bowls. As we know, Tom Brady's career, he ended up finishing up with 7 Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes is now now on pace for 3 Super Bowls he now has, and he's already being the favorite to win next year's Super Bowls, which will also make 4. And a lot of people from ESPN, Fox, CBS, all different media outlets, NBC, different sports outlets everywhere, The Athletic, Bleacher Report, everybody is saying that Patrick Mahomes is going to be the GOAT of the NFL, if not already the GOAT right now. So what I wanted to do is I kind of want to go through review kind of their similarity stats of now Patrick Mahomes stats versus Tom Brady stats at this kind of same point in their careers, and then kind of what Patrick Mahomes is on pace to do by the time he gets to the end of his career. And then I kind of want to point out a few things that kind of have to do with back in Tom Brady's day, running the ball was the big thing, not throwing the ball. Today's day and age, it's more throwing the ball, so Mahomes is going to have probably better stats by the time his career is over. And then another similarity is going to be the fact of, if you look at the NBA, you look at Michael Jordan, how he has 6 rings, and then LeBron with 4 rings, and everybody says, I don't even give a shit if LeBron gets another ring, goes to 5 rings, it's still going to be Jordan. I'm kind of in the same boat with Mahomes. Even if he gets up to around 5, 6 rings, maybe even 7 rings, it's still going to be Brady, and I'll explain why. So without further ado, if you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciative if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, first up, as you can kind of see by the title, I have this website here that kind of goes through the stats and all the different accolades from what Brady had in his career versus what Mahomes has right now. And I want to go and point out 2 things. First off, link is going to be in the description for this website if you want to go check it out for yourself. Second off, some of the stats that are on here, as well like the Super Bowl, Pro Bowl, and stuff like that, it was actually taken right before the Super Bowl happened. So if you see it on here, you're going to see in a minute, it's going to say like 2 Super Bowls. It's obviously 3 right now, so just so you know. First up, if you look at the regular season stats, you can kind of see right here, Tom Brady in his entire career, all his stats, and then what Mahomes is kind of on pace for right now, with 96 games, already almost at 30,000 passing yards, 219 passing touchdowns, 63 interceptions, already has a better completion percentage than Tom Brady had, has more yards per attempt, more yards a game, better passer rating. But you have to remember something, people. This is in a day and age where passing is the big thing nowadays. Back in that day, I realized you had high-scoring games sometimes, but you didn't really expect a passer or quarterback to throw the ball 30, 40, 50 times a game. You thought maybe 30 times was at most going to be enough to win your game. Nowadays, it's like running backs are become non-existent. When you look at the comparative stats in Tom Brady's first 96 games, you can kind of see right here. Tom Brady, 21,000 passing yards. Patrick Mahomes, 28,000 passing yards. Brady had 147 passing touchdowns. Mahomes has 219. Brady had more interceptions. Mahomes has 63. Brady has 78. Brady at that point had 70 career quarterback wins. Patrick Mahomes has 74 career quarterback wins. When you look at the postseason stats, the thing you need to realize here is, like I said, Brady has way more games, but if you kind of break it down into what Mahomes is on, you kind of look at it 48-17, take away a game if you want, and right now we're at 18 games. You can kind of see the way the stats go. Mahomes has a better numbers than Brady did in his career. But like I said, this day and age, passing has been the main focal point than versus what Brady was. Now, when we look at the accolades, as we can see here, like I said, this was taken before the Super Bowl. So right now, if you kind of adjust it, Super Bowl Super Bowl rings, 3 for Mahomes, MVPs. He still has 2 Super Bowl MVPs. He's now up to 3. Pro Bowls, I believe it's also now like 7. Offensive Player of the Year is at 1 still. But then when you transition and look at Tom Brady, you look at 7 rings, 3 MVPs. Mahomes is probably going to pass Brady on the MVPs. You look at Super Bowl MVPs at 5. You look at Pro Bowls at 15. And then you look at Offensive Player of the Year 2. Out of all these stats, I mean, like I said, I think MVP, Mahomes is probably going to beat him on that. And when you look at Pro Bowls, if Mahomes plays longer than 15 years, probably can get that. I think with Brady, his thing was his early years, he wasn't getting MVP votes because he was just like a game manager at that time, but then he finally started to blossom into being an elite passer as his career went on. And also, as you can see right here, it kind of says Brady did not actually win his first MVP until his 8th season in the league. Mahomes, otherwise, won his first MVP, I believe, his 2nd year in the league. Now, the big thing that's going to pretty much help Brady in the GOAT conversation, like I said, the reason why I would always take Brady over Mahomes, unless Mahomes goes out there and wins like 8, 9, 10 Super Bowls somehow, you look at the head-to-head. The first time Brady and Mahomes ever played each other, Brady handed Mahomes his first regular season loss. So let's kind of go through the stats here. He handed him his first ever regular season loss, 43-40 against the Chiefs there on October 14, 2018. The next time they played, Brady handed Mahomes his first ever postseason loss. They then played again there in 2019 at a later date. Chiefs ended up getting a W there, but then fast forwarding into the year, You look at right here. There was a little bit of like a side kind of games. Chiefs ended up beating the Patriots 23-16. Some regular season games. You look at the Chiefs playing the Buccaneers 27-24. And at that moment, I think everybody knew that game was going to be the rematch of the Super Bowl, which it was. It ended up being the Super Bowl. And as we can see here, Brady handed Mahomes his first ever Super Bowl loss. So let's recap. He handed him his first ever regular season loss, his first ever postseason loss, and his first ever Super Bowl loss. It's kind of like the saying of like where you have the sorcerer and the apprentice, you have the master and the student. Brady was the master, and every single time Mahomes had his chance at the highest stage, Mahomes couldn't deliver. We have the whole conversation nowadays of like Mahomes and Allen. And Allen, he can beat Mahomes in the regular season. Yeah, that's cool, but what about in the postseason? And he can never deliver. And Mahomes is always on the top of the mountain. Everybody's like, oh, look at Mahomes. He's so great. He can deliver at the top of the mountain. Same thing goes there. Because then you want to talk about, oh, look at here, the next game in October 2nd. People, regular season. Let's try and see if Mahomes could beat Brady in the postseason when a game really matters. Oh, wait, he never could. I kind of look at that and I wonder and I say, people, when you look at their accolades, you think of Brady with 7 rings. If Mahomes ever got to 7 rings and people are going to be like, Mahomes is the GOAT. If Mahomes retired right now, he's the GOAT. No. He has 7. Brady has 7. Oh, wait. How do you kind of decide who's the GOAT? Brady beat Mahomes once in those Super Bowls. So Brady now already has the head-to-head kind of battle over Mahomes. And the other thing is, I think we're kind of in this kind of debacle of where we look at Mahomes and Brady, and Brady is going to become, I can't believe I'm saying this, I feel old saying this, but Brady is like going to be like the old heads. He's going to be this old generation of player that we're just going to be so attached to, kind of like with the way of NBA, how they're so attached to Michael Jordan, and this new generation, we're so attached to now LeBron James and what he's been doing. Even if LeBron somehow got to 5 rings or even got to 6 rings, we're still going to look at Michael Jordan as the greatest player of all time, because that's what I think. Ultimately, I think I'm going to wrap it up with saying this. I think Brady is the GOAT. GOAT for longest time ever. He's going to be the GOAT. If Mahomes gets a ring next year and they can go and get a 3-peat, we will start having the discussions. If they go and get another ring, 4 rings, we will seriously consider him possibly being up there to the GOAT. But like I said, it's going to have to keep winning. Now, I'm just going to go and say it now. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Chiefs will not. I'm going to lock it in now, say my vote now. They're not winning the Super Bowl next year. Somebody else is going to knock them off. There is too much talent in the AFC that somebody can't beat Mahomes and the Chiefs. And my other side little nugget that I kind of want to throw in there, Travis Kelce, I believe he's like 33, 34 years old. He's only, as a tight end, he's only going to play probably, what, 4 or 5 more years, if that. You're not going to win that many Super Bowls within those few years. I think they can maybe get 1 more Super Bowl within the next 4 years, maybe 2 at most, within those next 4 or 5 years while Travis Kelce is around. And then even after that happens, Andy Reid said he's going to be back next year. How much longer is he going to coach for? Because if he keeps on coaching and he's still there, you always have a shot. But I've said this for the longest time. Mahomes is in the perfect situation. He was in the perfect situation when he got to Kansas City. You have the cheetah at wide receiver. You lost him. Your receiving core has still not just been that good. Mahomes has had to kind of help elevate the whole wide receiver core with just his talent. They've had to go more to like a run game kind of offense and help Mahomes with a play action kind of game to help the offense still keep moving. And I look at the offense and I just wonder, when Mahomes is alone and there's no more Andy Reid, there's no more Travis Kelce, we already said there's no more Tyreek Hill, and then let's say Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator, decides to step away, and he, like, I'm telling you, when everybody's gone, we always looked at these kind of quarterbacks throughout the great years of when it's a quarterback and a head coach duo. What happens when one of them leaves? We saw Belichick when Tom Brady left. He's got good defense, but his offense is just not that good. And his offense was predecessor around Tom Brady. And once Tom Brady left, he was nobody. Andy Reid, we know he's a legend. He was good for so many years with Philadelphia. We know what he can be. I am saying this now. I still want to see what Mahomes is without Andy Reid and Travis Kelce. In 5-10 years, when Travis Kelce is retired, Andy Reid's gone, and we can truly see what Patrick Mahomes will be. And I know the haters are going to be like, at that point, where they're like, he's old now. He's not that good now that he's old. Y'all couldn't appreciate him when he was young. I want to see Mahomes when he has nothing else around him, because that's what Tom Brady had for like the most second half of his career. Like if you look at his receivers, you had Julian Edelman, Danny Mandola, Chris Hogan, and a whole bunch of other bums. Gronkowski, obviously Hall of Fame tight end, kind of like with what Patrick Mahomes has right now in Travis Kelce. But last time I checked, Julian Edelman was a quarterback coming out of college. And when it comes to Chris Hogan, other than being a solid receiver on the Patriots, everywhere else he was ever at, I never heard his name. But like I said, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I think Mahomes has the chance to go on the pace of possibly getting to the GOAT status. But Brady, he's just at a completely different level that Mahomes is going to have to work very hard to get to. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did go into enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you want to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And if you disagree with me or agree with me, if you think Mahomes will get to the GOAT status, if you think he already is the GOAT, if you think Tom Brady will be the GOAT forever and forever, and you agree with me, like I said, leave your complete opinion down in the comment section down below as to what you think about the whole GOAT status, if you think Brady will be the GOAT forever, if you think Mahomes will overtake him, or if you think there's somebody else that could possibly be the GOAT. Like I said, leave your opinion down there. If you're a fan of the content that I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so, and do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Donald Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.